Good morning, students. Welcome back in your SS class. Student, in the previous video lecture, we have started our 8th chapter of civics, that is public facilities. And my dear student, it would be the second part of this chapter. So, dear student, in the previous video lecture, first of all, we have seen the introduction of the chapter, means what are the public facilities and what are their importance. We have discussed this thing. After then, we have discussed about water and the people of Chennai. It means we have seen the condition of the water facilities in Chennai. We have discussed this thing. After then, we have discussed water as a part of the fundamental right to life. It means we have Article 21, and as per the Article 21, we have right to life. As a fundamental right, we have it. And as per the right to life, right to water, it was given in our constitution. We have discussed these things in the previous video. Now in this video lecture, we will start our further part of the chapter. First of all, we will see the public facilities. After then, we will discuss the role of the government to provide public facilities. Because in the beginning, I have told you that public facilities, it means these are those facilities which are provided by the government to the people, right? So we will see the role of government to provide these public facilities. After then, we will have one important question, because in the introductory part of the chapter, and you can say in the beginning of the chapter, we have discussed about the condition of water supply in Chennai. So we have one one of the most important question, that the water is available to all in Chennai, means we will have a question mark of the water supply of Chennai, right? Whenever we discuss all these things, at last we will conclude the chapters, right? So today we will try to finish this chapter. So dear student, the topic, that is public facilities. So already I have discussed you that if we think about public facilities, these are those facilities which are provided by the government. Things like electricity, public transport, school and colleges. If we think about these things, these are very necessary for the survival. These are very necessary for the survival of all people. And if we think about these facilities must be required to everyone. These facilities must be required to everyone. That's why the responsibility to provide these facilities, it is under the shoulder or on the shoulder of the government. And if we think about these facilities, these are provided in a public manner to everyone. So that's why these are considered as public facilities. If we think about electricity, in the previous video lecture, I have told you one thing, that if we think about public facility, it means the main motive is to provide more and more facilities. But on the other hand, if we think about private facilities, it means that the major aim of it to maximize the profit, right? So if we think about public facilities, these facilities are provided to all the people. If we think about electricity, if we think about public transport, if we will get these things on private manner, these are too much expensive. And near about, you can say that near about 27% of the people in India, they are below poverty line. It means they are poor person, they are not able to arrange these facilities. So that's why it would be the responsibility of the government to provide these facilities to these people also, right? So that's why public facilities, these are provided by the government. Public facilities, these are provided so that its benefit can be shared by all the people of the society, not only one or two people. It can be, the benefits can be shared by all the people of the society. So that's why this is the responsibility of the government to make public facilities available to every individual. Available to every individual. It means these facilities must be provided to everyone. No one should be discriminated. No one should be discriminated just only basis of the social and economical division, and you can say that their gender, caste and anything. So that's why these facilities must be provided to all the people, and it would be the responsibility of the government that these facilities must be available to every individual. No one should be discriminated just only based on the social and economical division. Right, friends? These facilities must be, the benefit of these facilities must be shared by all the people of the society. Okay, that's why to provide these facilities like electricity, public transport, school and colleges, the responsibility of to provide these facilities, these were the responsibility, it is on the shoulder of the government, and government provide these facilities. Okay, dear student, I hope so this thing is clear to all of you. Dear student, here I just want to tell you one thing, that public facility, it means that to provide facilities more and more people, because if we compare these facilities to private person, it means that these things must be expensive, and near about in our society, near about 27% people, they are near about, maybe more than 27% people, they are below poverty line. It means they are poor person, they are not able to afford these things in a private manner. So that's why public facilities are provided, so that each and every person can get the benefit of all these things. We have seen that electricity, it is governmental facilities. If we think about transport facilities, so we have some public transport facilities. If we think about that health facilities, so we have government hospitals. If we think about education facilities, so we have government schools also, right? So that the benefit would be given to every person, would be shared by every person, right students? Now let's discuss about the government role to providing these facilities. This would be the most important thing, dear student. So dear student, one of the most important function of the government, it is to ensure that these public facilities, they must be available to everyone. It would be the responsibility of our government, and it would be the consider the most important function. It means that government must make some provision for education and setting up school and colleges, so that the facility of education, it would be given to everyone, so that the person, whether they belong to any economical condition, he or she must have fair chance to get education. The government must make some provision to improve the health and sanitation facilities. It means government hospitals must be there, so that the poor person can afford the facilities. This even the government must ensure the equal distribution of food throughout the country. It means that in our country, every person must have two-time meals also. Means they must have so much food that they can take it. Even our government must improve the means of transport, and these transport facilities must be provided to everyone, right? And to maintain the public utility work like post office, railways and roadways, the government must take the initiative about it, and it would be considered the major functions of the government. Means to provide facilities that must be available to everyone, the government should have some provisions, and the government must work for them, right? So these are the some important, you can say that these this is one of the most important function of our government, that the government must provide these facilities to everyone. In this way, government must make some provisions, so that these facilities would be available to everyone, right students? Now dear students, private companies, they operate for profit in the market. I have already told you that the main motive of the private companies, it is to maximize profit, right? But if we think about the public facilities, these are just only related to the people's basic need. It means these are related to the provide the more and more services to the people, provide more and more services. And dear student, to provide these facilities, government should require some money, and the main source of income, it would be revenue. And if we think about the main source of the revenue of the government, is to taxes collected from the people. The student, I'm here telling you about the taxes. So we have to pay a lot of taxes, like road tax also, water tax also. And if we think about that income tax, so we have to pay these taxes, we have to pay these taxes, and these are collected by the government, and this would be considered the most important economics income source of the government. important source of income, and the government is empowered to collect these taxes and use them for these programs which must be provided to you. Means we have government schools, we have you can say that electricity facilities. So dear student, think about it that if we pay the electricity bill, it means this would be the income of the electricity board, and the electricity board would use this money to give the salary of the, you can say that, employees, and to maintain the other things of the electric board. Think about the situation, and still we some of them we are having that we are misusing the things, even we don't pay the you can say that bill of the electricity also. Thing must be very bad if we are continuing this thing. Let's take some other example. To supply water, the government has to incur cost in pumping water. Incur, it means you can say that to take the responsibility, right? So government take the responsibility to in the pumping of water, carrying it over long distance also, and laying down the pipes for its distribution, treating the water for impurities also, and finally collecting and treating the wastewater also. So all the responsibility, it would be bear by the government also. It means that these expensive these expensive would be you can say that used by the government. Government has to make the expenditure related to it, and these expenses would be made just only due to the taxes which our government collects. And sometimes if we think about partially the charge as a price for water also, it means the charge which we have to pay for the water, and the price is set so that most of the people can afford a certain minimum amount of water for the daily uses. That's why these taxes, and you can say this amount, it has been given, right? And one of the most important tasks of the government is to ensure that the availability of resources, it must be everyone. Means here resource, it means the facilities. Means if we think about water, water must be available to everyone. So it would be the most important task of the government also. It would be the most important. Even government can help the underprivileged person. How? By making the administration very strict and to implement the schemes in a very effective manner, so that the government can help the underprivileged person, it means poor person, right? The government, by utilizing the revenue collected from the people in better social schemes and using the resource in a better manner, it can ensure the well-being to maximum of the population. It means the benefit would be given to maximum people, and it would be done just only that the schemes must be implemented in a very effective manner. The administration, it must be strict. Then these facilities would be given to everyone, even the underprivileged person also. Right, friends? So this would be the role of the government to provide these facilities. Okay. Now let's move to the another topic, that is water supply to Chennai. Is it available to all? It means water facilities available to all. We have studied the some you can say that some short clips about Chennai circumstances related to water supply. If we think about water supply in Chennai, whenever we have seen all the clips, whenever we have read all the circumstances, we consider that there is a shortage of water. There is a shortage of water in Chennai. Municipal supply, it meets only about half of the needs of the people of the city. It means 50% needs are being afforded by the government. On an average, if we think about that, the burden of the shortfall in water supply, it falls mostly on the poor. It means that only you can say that 50% needs are can be provided, can be over. So if we think about the bad impact of it, means burden of this thing, it is just only on the poor people. Rich people can afford all these things in a very easy manner, but only the poor person, they suffer related to it. And in search of alternatives, the scenario of the shortage and acute crisis during the summer months, it is very common in most of the cities of the India also. It is not the thing which is happened only in Chennai. It would be happen in maximum part of the Indian society also. Indian society also. And in summer season, this would be seen as a common problem in India. A shortage of municipal water, it is often taken as, you can say that, a sign of failure of the government also. It means that government is not able to provide the public facilities. So here the government is failure to provide this public facility. It would be a sign of our government failure. Remember this thing. We have taken the example of Chennai shortage of water. Now, if you think about this shortage of water, it is not in Chennai only. It is a very you can say that common problem of most of the cities of India always face in our India. Remember this thing. And if you think about the throughout the world, water supply, it is the responsibility of the government. It is the responsibility of the government. And if we think about the private individual, that this facility would be provided as a private manner, the examples are very few examples. But major responsibility, it is on the shoulder of the government, that water must be provided to all citizens of the country, whether it is only in India, whether it is in any country of the world. Right, students? In this era of the industrialization, water pollution, it has become a major problem also. Now, dear student, it would be the most important problem. Even India, it also faces this problem, that we have water pollution just only due to industrialization. To avail the clean drinking water to a large population, it can be done through the advanced technology, and for it means for the advanced technology, investment by the government must be there, and government must take some important step so that proper clean water, it would be provided to maximum people of the society. And it would be considered a great challenge in our Indian society that we have lack of clean drinking water. Remember this thing. Right, students? Hope so whatever we have studied till now, would be clear. So let's conclude the chapter, dear student. If we think about public facilities, these are those facilities which are provided by the government to each citizen, and these are related to our basic need. And our Indian Constitution, it has recognized that right to water, health and education, these are being a part of the right to life given in our Indian Constitution of Article 21. So it must be considered as a fundamental right, and it would be the responsibility of the government that these facilities must be provided by the government on equal manner. There would be no discrimination on any basis, right? The major role of the government is to ensure adequate, it means sufficient public facilities for everyone. It would be the responsibility of the government. And if we think about public facilities, these must be provided to everyone, and these facilities give rise to a better living in DICE. And you can say that it helps any country to get recognized at international level in terms of the development. It means if the facilities are provided on equal basis and better facilities are provided, it means development must be there of every person of the society. The success of any government, it would be acknowledged through the facilities and the needs whatever is provided to individual. It means the needs of the people must be fulfilled, then the success of the government, it would be seen on the basis of this thing, right? And at last we want to say that here, that these facilities, they have become the building block of the development of a nation. It means that if government is able to provide these facilities to maximum people, it means that the country would be considered as a developed country. That country would be considered as a developed country, because most of the demands and most of the needs of the public, and you can say people, they would be covered, right? So dear student, the chapter is over here. Hope so you have learned each and every word and you have understood each and every word, whatever I have taught you today. So in the next video lecture, we will meet you with a fresh new lecture and fresh new topic. Till then, thank you. Have a nice day.